nationwide, it is necessary to take action and prevent infection further spreading. Based on such observation and with input from experts, I made the decision. About the details of the countermeasures, similarly as the previous time, the shorter business hours at restaurants and bars to 8 p.m., reducing commuters by 70% through teleworking, avoiding non-essential outings, in particular after 8 p.m., or avoidance of viewing of sporting events and restriction of entry into concerts and sporting events. Those are the 4 major countermeasures. And outside, in addition to the prefectures now in scope, if there are areas where infection is increasing toward stage 4, then as a quasi-emergency measure, shorter business hours at restaurants and the same 4 countermeasures can be taken. And if such measures are taken, then the central government will offer the same assistance as the regions which is in scope for the state of emergency. We will take effective measures. Declaration of state of emergency is done based on laws, and it allows for wide scope of measures. And it is a powerful measure to control infection. But on the other hand, it will impose large constraints on your daily lives. Therefore, as the government, whether or when to issue a state of emergency, we have to make a best possible decision. On December 31st, the daily count of Tokyo reached 1,300. When I saw this number, I thought that a more powerful measure is needed. Experts also recommended that we are at a time that requires a state of emergency declaration. And with this intensive, powerful measure taken at a time, we have to prevent infection from further spreading. That's why I decided to declare a state of emergency. And this time, to prevent infection from spreading nationwide, we decided to add prefectures to the scope. Based on our experience of almost a year, we will take thorough measures. In particular, the highest risk of infection have been pointed out with dining occasions, and we will request reduced business hours to 8 p.m. And regarding non-essential outings, not just after 8 p.m., but also during daytime, I would like to ask you to avoid non-essential outings. And regarding daytime or hours up to 8 p.m., speaking in a loud voice over alcohol beverages or sitting close to each other, such acts have to be avoided. And in order for all these countermeasures to take effect or to be effective, a close cooperation have to happen between central and local governments with cooperation from the people.
Yesterday, 4 prefectures, governor, and ourselves exchanged opinions, and working with the local governments, we will take anti-infection measures. This is something we agreed. Now, additional prefectures and the central government and these liaison meetings will take place and will be set up additionally. Now, through these meetings, we need to stem the spread of the virus. So depending upon the situation they are in, anti-infection measures need to be implemented in each region. And then that takes all the necessary supports by the government. Now, we will do everything we have to do to secure the medical capacity and readiness in Tokyo in order to secure beds for COVID-19, that we will become one. We have become one with the local government, and financial support will be given and has been given by the government. And directly we call out and actions with the hospitals. And this year, the 500 beds were additionally secured. Now, other regions will proceed similar measures to have more beds for COVID-19 infected people. Now, as far as vaccine is concerned, up to the end of February, we will make sure the people start to be inoculated, so the venue need to be set up in each region, and these other preparation has been already ongoing. So the cost for vaccinations will be shouldered by the government. So this takes, again, all the supports by the government. Now, turning our eyes to border control, at the beginning of 2021, I said the countries agree with the business trucks with Japan, and in case that new strains and variants were detected in those countries, and immediately we scrap the plan or scheme. That's what I announced. And at the same time, on arrival, testing will be ramped up so that we can stem the flow of the virus from other countries, and we will do everything we have to do. So far, business trucks and residence trucks were agreed with the 11 countries, and new entrants from those countries, no new variants were confirmed. However, I have to say that the serious and grave infections and spikes in Japan, and in addition to that, the cluster infections occurred, whose origins were from the United Kingdom. Also, the people came back from the Brazil, and new another type of the variants were confirmed. Now, these series of cases were witnessed, and then that amplified the sense of apprehension among the Japanese public, and I really take it seriously. We need to protect life and living of your lives, and we need to preempt those risks. So business trucks and residence trucks need to be in accordance with the emergency declaration, so these two schemes will be halted. We will need to end the coordination with the countries in question, and so these new entry from those 11 countries will be halted. Now, because of this decision today, the business hours need to be shortened to 8 hours in restaurants, and the people need to forbear going out, and 70% we need to reduce the commuters, and also we need to put the cap on the capacity in events. And these four series countermeasures have been expanded to across the 47 prefectures today, starting today. Now, on the business trucks and residence trucks will be stopped today. And because of decision today. Now, because of the reinforced decisions, we will make sure to pick up the current situation. Up to the 7th of February, during which we need to make sure to review how we behave, especially people under 30 years old. Those infections are rising now, and many of them are symptomatic patients or mild symptomatic patients. However, because of the outings for the dining of the young people, unnoticingly, you might have transmitted the virus. We shouldn't elongate the current situation we are in. So the central government, the local government step forward to one direction. These strictures, this life with the strictures need to be overcome. That takes mobilization of all the possible measures so that we can protect life and living of yours. Once again, I need your cooperation.
それではこれから皆さん